Hey there, we're going to drop in for another read. I already brought in Gemini and Libra. This was coming in through a poll I put up on the community board to see which sign wanted to receive a read and be brought to the table tonight. And there was like a tie. We needed to have a tiebreaker, and Gemini and Libra were able to come out of that with a read secured, and then there was still 3 signs remaining that were in the running that were all tied. So I said if that happened, I was going to pick a card or pull a name from a hat to determine what sign got read. I decided to do it with a shuffling of 3 cards, each that represents the 3 remaining signs. So they are Sagittarius, which is going to be represented by the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer, represented by the Chariot, and Capricorn, represented by the Devil. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just shuffle these for a moment while I talk to you and see what wants to come through, and then I'm just going to randomly pick one and we'll see what happens here. And I'm really going to mix them up really good. Just make sure that it feels fair. Okay. And we'll see who gets this read. Okay. I'm going to pick the middle card. All right. So check it out, man. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm picking the one in the middle here. That's who gets the read. So let's see what it has to say. And it goes to Sagittarius, okay? So I think that's good. It's good to have the mutable energy to come in when we're in a real like fixed atmosphere here, just to keep things moving. Yeah, we'll get more in, you know, for the other signs. I'm going to do this each week, okay? For at least this lunar cycle. I don't know how long I'll continue it. I kind of just go with the flow. I don't like to have anything really dialed in, set in stone. I like to move with that quality of mutability. So I like that that energy came through. And Cancer got a solar return quest read that actually came in just 6 days ago. So that's already a pretty big download. If you're looking for a read, Cancer, if you have a strong Cancer placement, even if you're not a native sun, tune into that Cancer solar return quest read, because you'll get a lot of information. We went into this lunar cycle and stuff, so hopefully you can get access to some messages there, okay? All right, let's dive into it. We're going to open up with the Super Awesome Future deck to get an overarching theme for you, Sagittarius. I already shuffled up these cards quite a bit, but I'm going to go ahead and just ensure that they've been thoroughly integrated and shifted about here so we can get some messages coming through for Sagittarius. What is coming in for Sagittarius at this time? What is starting to filter into Sagittarius's reality? What is coming in for Sagittarius at this time? Bottom of the deck. This is really interesting. Lilies are coming in here. Lilies are a flower that are about remembrance. Also, there is this message. There could be somebody named Lily that is connected to your situation. There's this sense of really realizing that you're at a certain stage in your life where there's things that are coming to an end, and yet even as certain things are coming to an end, it's like you're holding this space to look back on them fondly. You're holding this space where you're remembering the magic you shared with, it feels like, with a particular person. And there's nothing but respectfulness here. I really feel that. And you might even be just really revisiting your memories of a particular time in your life as well. This could really be a sense of nostalgia. I do feel in some cases there could have been somebody that you had a real close connection with, spiritual connection with, somebody that you really shared a lot of magic with each other. You shared a lot of medicine with each other. There was a soul recognition between you and this person. You may be going through a major ending with this person. It could have been that this person passed on. If this person passed on and you've been remembering them a lot lately, you've been reflecting on times you shared together, they're kind of coming through to let you know that, you know, that magic is still there. You know, the love is always present. It never is released. It's something that just merely takes on a new form. It may not be showing up in a physical vessel, but there's something about love coming in from the other side. Love that's opening up a road for you so you can begin a new journey that brings that magic back onto your path, maybe through someone new, or maybe finding it someplace you would never expect to find it. I do feel there's like signs, synchronicities coming in here about something that's opening up for you on the other side of what may have come to a close. For others of you, this is a relationship or a time in your life, a situation that went through a major revision. You've been going through quite a transformation. Nothing looks the way it did even a few years ago. Maybe even in the past 5 years, there's been so much that shifted in your reality that where you're at right now is completely unrecognizable. Maybe it's even been a little bit of a comfort to look back on the past and look back on a particular connection too. It may even make you feel like connected to something very deep within you that you haven't had contact with in a long time. But there's respectful energy around this, because when we look at lilies, it's like holding some reverence around something, and there's a fondness there. There's no animosity. But I do feel there's also something about this, like it's cloaked. This is something you've been integrating, moving through privately. You know, it's a private matter for you. For some of you, it's an intimate matter. For something, it's for something so private, personal, intimate to you. There has been a need to kind of cloak it, because I think there's an understanding that if there was too much that was like revealed around whatever this is, the wrong kind of energy could seep into what I feel has been, it feels like it's been a very spiritual process for you. Whatever this is, you've been integrating. You may have been doing real deep spiritual healing. You may have been closing out a significant time in your life. You may have been clearing out something that it was rough, but you learned a lot of lessons. There's a lot of beauty that came through it too. It sort of has this impression of almost like comedy and tragedy. And maybe something at one point even felt like so tragic, it was almost comedic. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is something that only you understand. And I feel it's something only you understand, and another, or some kind of, it can't even be like something you're connecting with on a spiritual level, you know, some path of purpose that it's maybe even between just you and spirits. Like there's something here that not everybody would understand. So it almost doesn't deserve to be shared with others because it would be degraded. Okay, it's coming through like that. This has brought a lot of change into your life too. And I do feel it's sort of colored your life, your landscape of your life in softer tones. It's like something's become softer, not so loud, not so jarring, not so in your face. Something has been softened. Something's been tumbled over time. It's like rough edges have been made smooth. Maybe there was a lot that needed to be sort of sorted through before there could be this place of actually having like respect and acknowledgement. Some kind of magic that's been retrieved. Okay, let me get more details about this. What is this coming through? A lot of you may be initiating onto a more, let's just say, exploratory path. Some of you are exploring your magic. Some of you are exploring your roots. Some of you may feel very connected to the druids. That's coming through. Okay, druid may be your magical bloodline. Yeah, I mean, one of these things is not like the other one. I feel like there's something about you that's a little bit different from the rest of the bunch. The people that are kind of like your sense of home. This can be like your family, but it could also be your community. There's something about you that's just, it's a little bit different here. I mean, everything ticks the boxes when you look at it on a superficial level, but yeah, I don't know. There's something here like you may really feel a connection to the stars. You may have a real awareness of like a star seed connection. You may be starting to align with other star seeds like you, others who share your perspective that's very different from maybe what the rest of your family or your community or your circle of friends, you know, the way they see things, how they interpret things. There could be some important star mates coming in for you. I have 6 stars here. Okay, so there could be a clue about that. There could be Venusian energy connected to this, you know, something that inspires like kind of some musing in you. There's also something about, I think it's on the 6th that Venus moves into Libra. So there may be something that at one point was really explosive in a connection that starts to shift and it takes on a different tone. It's seen in a different way. Something feels odd though. It feels like very strange to outsiders, strange to the people that you're normally around. We got this 8 energy coming in again. Okay, this is like a running theme. And for you, it has everything to do with you trusting your intuition about the choices you make, the choice you make at this time about what you invest in. It has great significance. For some of you, this may be about where to lay down roots. Where do you want to live, you know, or changes you want to see on the home front here, okay? There might be something that comes through in August of significance around this. Some of you are considering like, you know, really making a break because you know you got some rats hanging out here. Maybe you feel like you can't announce like certain moves you want to make lest they get kind of exposed before you have an opportunity to, you know, break a particular scene. It's coming through like that. Okay. There might be a hierophant that you're trying to give the slip. I know everybody thinks that the hierophant is like some evolved like spiritual figure, but the hierophant also represents institutions that can have some power over us, you know, things that can feel oppressive or things that limit us from taking action until we get like some outside authority to give the stamp of approval. So you could be going like, yeah, I don't know, you know, I feel like I needed break out of this before, you know, I get caught up here in what's going to sort of steal my time and energy, you know. You might feel like you also have to arrive somewhere first. I look at the rat energy. The rat is the first to greet the Buddha. So there's something here about I need to get there first. I maybe even like I need to get there first before a couple other people get there, you know, a couple other people get there that could like slant my reception. Oh, interesting. Slant the way you're received by wherever you're going here, or whoever you want to talk to. There could be a Taurus factoring into this situation. Taurus energy, kind of like coming in the capacity of like that Hierophant, you know, maybe wanting to do something to hold up some kind of move that you're planning on making. I think of Taurus too. This could also be something in relation to something going on at work, you know, somebody who wants to kind of hold you up with some moves you want to make to, you know, get the bag here. You know, they may feel like they want access to that. Whatever that is, I don't know what this is, but I do feel like you're trying to handle your moves kind of behind the scenes. You don't want exposure here. We got the 8 coming in again. So, I mean, this came in for all the signs that were read. So 888 is coming in as a number of synchronicity. There could be connection to both Gemini and Libra going on here. There is something that has been completely digested here. It's allowing a dream to come into form. This is plucking the diamond out of the void. It's already something that's set in motion here. Something's being balanced out. There's wisdom in whatever you decided to do here to transform a situation, because I feel like you're moving into that hermit energy, and yet you're not in the south node. You're moving out of that energy. This is like the construction of your universe moving forward here. And something's really set in place here, and it's very balanced. You know, there's a lot of balanced symbolism coming through here. Much stronger foundation that you're building upon here. And where you were dealing with kind of like a one-dimensional sort of experience here, I feel like things are about to become very multifaceted, right? Multifaceted. Very interesting dynamic. Give me some more details about this. I think that's fascinating that the 8 energy came out so strongly. Right? Your house really activated here. So there was something that was maybe even holding you back from knowing which way to go. What do I do? How do I move in a greater expansion? Because I do see like that 8 energy goes to the 9. There's a progression here. 8 and 9, 17, the star. Yeah, and then that breaks down at 8 again. So this is like, this really could be like some Lionsgate energy coming in for all of you. I mean, this is your energy very powerfully at the forefront here. And this card came out with Gemini. So there is a direct link here with Gemini. We have Wolf hanging out there, howling at the moon, howling for something it feels distanced from, howling for something it feels like it will never have. There could be a Pisces connected to that, okay, who feels like some kind of kinship with you, and yet they feel there's this distance that can't be bridged. We got Scorpio energy in the mix there. Also could be somebody born in the year of the serpent, or Sag. You could be in a Ophiuchus. You could be born on that Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, the early stages of Sagittarius, which runs from November 30th to December 12th, okay? But I do feel like something has been transformed. There may be like this waking up. I've never gotten that with this card, but it is what I'm seeing because it's coming in with the energy of the moon. Okay, so there could be like a Pisces or Cancer connected to this situation. There could have been something that started to be highlighted for you back with the Cancer new moon, all right? Something that really like highlighted where you belong or who you should be communicating with. Maybe you feel like you need to communicate with somebody. You know, you need to send out a message to communicate with somebody in order to like illuminate something that you have confusion about or that you can't see right now, that you need to see more clearly to resolve something for you. Because you feel like you're lacking certain information. You need more information in a situation. It comes in so strong with Gemini energy, I have to tell you. There is a choice that you have to make here. It's really important, but I feel like you're not living on Fantasy Island anymore. I feel like whatever this communication is, it sets off a process of transformation. It starts as soon as you have communication with an individual, then you know exactly what you need to transform, what needs to be released here. Has something to do with the number 8. That's going to speak differently to each of you, but I mean, it could be a Leo, it could be a Virgo. Both can be born within the 8th month of August. It could be a Scorpio. It could be a life path 8. It could be somebody born on the 8th. There's something about 8 here. It's been coming out in all of these reads. Whatever this is, it's helpful. The communication is helpful because it lands you back in the Venusian energy. 3 and 3 is 6, the Venusian energy. It helps bring you back to cultivating love and beauty in your life, when I feel like for a while you've been more in kind of like a warring position, in the sense of there's some indication of like trying to figure something out here. There's something you had to transform. You've been working with a lot of the South energy. You've been using your fire to really temper yourself, you know. You've been getting more in touch with the emotions, and as you've done that, you've really started to get some new understanding in a situation. This process is still underway. There's still things that need to be revealed to you that you don't see yet, things that haven't come into view, okay? But it's going to become clear, and there's helpful communication. There's assistance coming in here that's really going to let you know what you should be aiming for. You're not on Fantasy Island anymore, whatever that is. And then we got a message, okay? A message of significance. All right, there's something here. It feels like a red flag. This is wild. Okay, you could have a strong Libra placement, or you could be a Libra with a strong Sagittarius placement, but there's a message coming in here. It does come off as somebody that at least at one point you've had loyalty to, but it's going to put up red flags for you. You're shocked to hear from this person. But there is something about this that what gets illuminated for you, it does provide a way through. It provides a way forward. I think you're hearing from this person in old school ways. It's not like this person's not texting you. This person is not reaching out to you on Messenger. This person may be sending you snail mail. They might feel like they need to express something that requires a more personalized approach here, okay? It gives you a little pause when you receive this, whatever this message is. It could even be something that's being delivered to you from one of their friends. Like, it's not even coming directly from the person. It could be a package for some of you, okay? Well, we got on the other side here, we got a king, okay? Somebody wants to move something forward. I mean, Sagittarius, your energies here. You might want to move something forward. You might be the one who's issuing a message. It's possible. And you might be worried, you know, even though you're coming forward in loyalty, you might be like, is this person going to view this as a red flag if I send them this? Are they going to even receive it? Will they even open it? Will I get it back, return to sender? You know, there's something about this, okay? There's like this question, should I take the risk to communicate? Should I initiate that? Should I respond back in some cases, okay? Sit with it, you know, don't do anything in haste, okay? Really trust your own perceptions, your feelings about that. But I do see that, you know, there is a way to move something forward, or this creates a way to move forward. It might deal with you activating your courage, though, in order to take advantage of a certain opportunity and open up a new journey here, okay? All right, let me get one round of the Cartomancy to just get more details about this. All right, options to explore. I shuffled these, but I'll shuffle them some more. Yeah, I think this news causes you to kind of hold up a minute and go, let me like really think about this. Let me explore my options. You might also be kind of like thinking about what are all the possible outcomes. You might be one of those people that you like to know what the possible outcomes could be before you heavily invest in a particular direction. There might be something about you knowing that if you start to head in a certain direction, you can't like half-ass it. You have to be all the way in, heavily invested. And so there might be something about, let me really look at this from all angles before I immediately respond to this. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's like if I'm going to go for this, I can't sacrifice my stability in any way. I have to feel really sure that I'm heading in the right direction because I got to be all in with this. Okay, and there is an indication. I'm going to turn this around because this whole deck is upside down. It's like you're getting a different view at something, okay? And you're really considering this before you act on it. I think that's wise, okay? I think it's very smart. You're taking your time, one step at a time. This is coming out in the light. It's in your best interest to really like make sure, you know, you move forward in a very steady way so you don't sort of cut something short that's meant to have more longevity. If you were to push something forward too fast, it might not be ready for that. Whatever this is, it's like there's something here that rushing something could really betray you, you know? Betray you in the sense of not having the proper foundation to build success upon with this, right? And bring about the right kind of balance that's needed. Something does need to be balanced out in this situation because it's been out of balance for a while. So yeah, I feel like with whatever this is, it's close to your heart. You really want to take your time. I don't feel like you're playing games. You're not trying to rush something. You understand that there's been some competitive vibes in a situation. You understand that it hasn't been balanced. You understand that, you know, there's been distrust brewed in a situation, probably because of betrayal. Probably because of betrayal. And so, you know, it's like, if you want to resolve that, you know, and if you want to take an opportunity that's being presented to you, before you can invest in it, it's sort of like you have to really look at, can you be all in with this? Okay, can I really invest in moving forward with this? It sounds good, you know, but where am I at? Like, there's a maturity around really looking at where you're at. And I like that. That's good. It's coming in with the number signature of 18. So yeah, you know that, you know, it's sort of like an initiation if you step into this. It's no minor deal. And there's also this period of unknowing how something will turn out. And I do feel like whatever this is, there's been a lot of confusion around it. You may even feel like there was some kind of like deception around it too. And so I think it does make you feel like, I need to lean into this. I need to feel it out. And you may also have an awareness that it stirs up stuff in you too. And so you're trying to be really solid before you move forward with something here. Yeah, because you don't want a tower. You don't want another tower. I feel like there's been a tower in this situation, something that caused loss. You're hoping to recover an opportunity. You'd rather just cut off an opportunity if it was going to be a repeat pattern because you've already wasted too much time and that kind of shit before. I feel that really strongly. See, this is all coming in shadowy energy. It's like you don't want to jump into something too quickly. You know it's been a competitive situation in the past. There's been brutal endings in this situation. There's been a lot of distrust in this situation. There's been stuff that's gone down that ain't right. Period. Period. I see it. It's very strong. It's in the shadow here. So before you move forward with this and before you see it as like something positive, like, because you're entering into another round on the wheel of Dharma there, okay? And that Dharma can turn into accrued negative karma if, you know, you end up latching on to something that, you know, is only going to bring things to a bitter end again. So I like that you're not like impulsive here. It's like there's a tempering of your fire. You're wanting to move forward in a way that feels balanced. And I do see this light energy here. So I feel like this is you holding your horses, you know? Yeah, I think you're also studying something online too, okay? You're studying something online, maybe before you decide if you should invest in a certain direction. You've been paying attention to a lot more of what's been happening online. You've been noticing like some kind of vague booking. You've been noticing some interesting energy you've been picking up online. And you may also know that, you know, if you move forward with something, it could be very visible too. And so there's the necessity not to make any kind of knee-jerk sort of not have like a knee-jerk reaction to something where you move forward quickly and then it can be very public, I feel. Yeah, be aware of your foundation here. Be aware of your foundation here. Don't do anything that could disrupt that. It's important. Get a real stable footing here. I mean, because this is something you moved away from before and you couldn't get away from it any quicker, all right? And this is something here, I feel like if you get a little space from this, you're going to recognize, no, this isn't my chariot. I don't want to take an action in this direction. It has something to do with something you're seeing online, but I feel like you need to let the illumination come because something is hidden here. You don't see it yet, but you might see it like in a post, you know, or some kind of message is revealed to you, or that message comes in. And when you read the message, it's the vibe it gives you or something. You're like, no. But it does look like there is something that does align for you, that is right for you, okay, on the other side of this. So it's like you got to sidestep something here. And you'll know what that is because you're going to take your time with this. You want to lay it on the right foundation. So very interesting. Very interesting messages. All right, Sagittarius, Godspeed.